Frank Ehrhardt, John R. Wood Properties, Christie's International. Wanted to bring you the latest real estate market update for June 2025 for Southwest Florida. Here's the 1-minute market update for Cape Coral for June of 2025. Overall sales for the month were down about 6% from the prior year. Number of active listings that we have are up about 7% from the prior year. And the number of sales that we had are down about 12% from the prior year. That leaves us about 9 months of inventory solidly in a buyer's market. And then the number of days to sell in Cape Coral, right now it's about 57 days. So my outlook for Cape Coral, I think we're going to continue to see downward pressure on pricing through the summer months. Buyers are still sitting on the sideline, not a lot of motivation. There was an article that came out in the Wall Street Journal yesterday indicating that Cape Coral was the worst housing market in the United States. And that article was primarily based upon the opinion of one agent here in town, hasn't sold a whole lot of homes, didn't back up any of his statements with data or facts. So, but again, I do think we will see downward pressure. 1-minute market update for June 2025 for Fort Myers. For the month of June, sales price was down about 12% from the prior year. The active number of listings from last year were actually up about 14%, and the number of sales were about even with the prior year. That leaves months of inventory in Fort Myers right at about 9 months, solidly in a buyer's market right now, and the number of days to sell in Fort Myers up to about 71 days. So my outlook for Fort Myers, I think we will have continued pressure on pricing through the summer months. JP Morgan Chase just came out and said their first interest rate cut may happen in September of 2025. However, they did say there's probably 6 interest rates coming up in 2026, which could really help our market here quite a bit. Frank Ehrhardt, John R. Wood Properties, Christie's International, here to bring you the 1-minute market update for Fort Myers Beach for June 2025. Sales price for June 2025 were down about 2% from the prior year. The active number of listings are up 56% from the prior year, and the number of sales were about even with the prior year. We only had 27 sales on the beach in June. That leaves months of inventory at about 22 months. That's actually down a little bit. We were up to 3 years of inventory. Now we're just below 2 months or 2 years. And then the number of days to sell on Fort Myers Beach, it's at 85 days, and that's up from 33 days a year ago. My outlook for Fort Myers Beach, I think we will have a slow summer on the beach. People are waiting to see what hurricane season is going to be like this year. We have a low pressure already out there. I don't think that's going to materialize to anything, but the fact that we're even talking about it early June, I think that's going to give buyers some pause. 1-minute market update for Sandcap for June 2025. For June 2025, sales prices are down about 2% on Sandcap. Active number of listings are up 65%. So there's a lot of inventory on the market right now on Sanibel and Captiva. The months of inventory that we have are 17 months, which for this price point isn't terrible, but it's definitely a buyer's market on Sandcap. And then number of days to sell, it's taking about 88 days, and that's actually down from 101 days last year. So my outlook for Sandcap for the remainder of summer, early fall, I think buyers are going to be sitting on the sidelines. There's still a lot of work to be done on Sandcap right now. Causeway Beach is opened up. That's a good sign. A lot of restaurants coming back online as well, but I do think buyers are going to remain on the sideline. Frank Ehrhardt, John R. Wood Properties, Christie's International. Thanks for watching this month's market update. My contact information is below. Happy to answer any questions you might have.